What's happening, everyone? Today I'm going to go and meet my friend Joby. We're going to give you an overview of cryptocurrency, how to get into cryptocurrency, what cryptocurrency even is, what the point and purpose of it is, and for all of the barbershop owners and salon owners and merchants in general, we're going to show you today how you can accept Bitcoin as a form of payment in your shop. Let's head over to Joby. I'll ask him some questions and we'll get you some answers. Alright, so we're at Joby's house now, and Joby's going to kindly do a little talk with us on crypto, just like I mentioned in my previous vlog where we were sat at the pub together before running and Joby got a load of water in the top of his head. If you want to see that one, you have to go back to the one that says 60,000 watch for a haircut, and you get to see him running around. Okay, so how we're going to do this, I'm going to ask some questions to try to get you some answers from someone that is arguably one of the top leaders in the crypto sphere. I want some good answers, and I want to get some good information for you that's going to be very relative, and it's going to allow some of my friends in the barbershop industry and in the salon industry to be able to start accepting cryptocurrency in store for services. Alright, so Joby, please for the viewers explain who you are.
I'm Joby Boughey. For those of you who don't know me, Pros is myself, and I've joined forces with the crypto group of some of the most influential people in the Bitcoin space. Got their own mining farms. I've been in cryptocurrency for 5 years now, and so I got in pretty early, but as we referenced in one of our last video we was together, I used to be a scaffolder working on a building site, covered in dust and freezing cold, doing a very dangerous job, and then so one day someone dropped a scaffold fitting, landed 70 foot from on my head. So I'm very lucky to be alive.
So let's just discuss a few things that maybe people don't understand, okay? Because obviously after 5 years of being in an industry where you've put a lot of effort in, you've put a lot of research in, some people that are just coming onto it, the first thing they think of, the only thing they think of with cryptocurrency is Bitcoin.
Yeah. And
they just think that cryptocurrency as a whole is Bitcoin, right? So what I want you to kind of do is just explain for people what cryptocurrency really is.
Yeah.
Basically, what we want to know is how cryptocurrency is going to replace, or should replace, everyday, as you guys call it, fiat money. Okay,
so let's bring this back to basics.
Yeah.
Let's do this real layman's terms. I don't want to go technical.
No, that's perfect.
I think let's keep it really basic.
Yep.
In 2008 we had an economic crash.
Yep.
There was an anonymous called Satoshi Nakamoto. We don't know if it was a man, a woman, a government. No one knows who it was. Totally anonymous. But they released a white paper and a text and said that they found a way for us to send peer-to-peer cash anywhere in the world, like sending an email.
Wow. Okay. So what you mean is that, like, for most people, where usually I would have to go onto my bank and then ask the money to be sent, and if it's being sent abroad, I have to wait maybe a couple of days, let's say, and I get charged a set amount to do that.
Of course.
What you're saying is that that system is basically remove the bank.
Removes the middleman, and
so I can just literally
send money
to you, and you can send money to me
anywhere in the world,
and it doesn't require anyone else.
No, we control our own money now.
Okay,
and we have the opportunity to be part of the new monetary system, the evolution of money.
Right.
That's what I like to call it. Now we've moved into. We live in a digital world, in a digital society. Everything is downloaded now. Everything is streamed. You know, you don't have CDs or
you can buy them, but
you might.
Nobody does anymore, I guess. I don't buy CDs.
So this is where we're coming to now. This is the next disruption upon the world, like the internet disrupted our human behaviour.
Yeah.
Netflix disrupted Blockbuster. Email disrupted the postal service.
Yeah.
You know, things move on. Evolution comes on. The technology gets more advanced.
Okay.
And we are now in a realm and a new paradigm shift of money.
Okay. How is it that it works? Okay. So, like, obviously, most of you may know about blockchain technology is what is used in order to be able to transfer the money?
Yeah,
is that right?
It's a public ledger. So
Okay.
the underlying technology of Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was the very first one to be released. When that technology was released, it was the underlying core value of what it was is the decentralized system of thousands of computers around the world verifying the transactions on a system rather than having one central body controlling everything. This was done from thousands of computers, so for a security point of view it can't be hacked, because you'd have to hack every single computer in the network
in order to be able to get to it.
Yes.
Okay, wow.
So it's secure.
So that's super secure.
100% secure. It can't be hacked.
Yeah.
It can't be seized because you own that money. The banks and governments don't own the money, you do. So if you've got money in the bank, you don't actually physically own that money. I don't know if people know that.
Yeah, I think that's something that most people will... We'll talk about that another time.
That's a different thing. I don't want to go into it because it gets a bit conspiracy theory. But for me, it's the openness of what this is. This is all open source.
Yeah.
So anyone can come on board, become a node in the system, and start verifying the transactions.
Okay, so with that said, how would somebody get involved? How do they become a part of or purchase or do any of that, and how can they see it?
Okay, so everything's done online. Like we do our banking online now.
Yeah.
So all this is just a digital money held online. You can send it anywhere in the world. You control it. You can get on board as easy as buying $10 worth. You don't have to buy $1,000. Like one Bitcoin today we just looked right now is $9,919
for one coin.
Today's value. When it very first started, it was 0.001 cents.
Right.
So, and you've got to realise what Bitcoin is. It's a finite product. There's only ever going to be 21 million coins.
Okay.
Okay, so what happens when you have a finite product and you have a high demand? Pushes the value up.
Yeah.
So it's unlike the government issued currency where they just print. Oh, I know, we have another $1 trillion.
And then they can just consistently print the money.
And what happens to
this has a cap, is what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Right, so this has a cap of 21 million coins.
In circulation right now, we've only got 17 million coins so far.
Okay. And then, so just explain for everyone how this is broken down. So if there's only going to be 21 million, there's only 17 million in play at this moment.
Yeah.
How does it work? Is it like one coin?
It's a mathematical algorithm.
That is broken down?
You can break one coin down to 8 decimal places. But what Satoshi done when he designed this, which is so clever, is because the people who are processing the transactions are called the miners. The miners get a reward for doing the work, for processing the transactions.
Okay.
So today's value, we're getting rewarded 12.5 Bitcoins every 10 minutes. So the system updates itself every single 10 minutes. So there'll only ever be so many put into circulation in a 24-hour period. Right.
Oh, so it trickles down over the years.
Yes.
So does that mean then that the amount of coins that are given out reduces as well?
Yes, absolutely. So when it very first started in 2009, it was 50 coins every 10 minutes.
Because there were so many of them?
Yes.
Right.
Because that was the way it's said. And 4 years later, it's designed in the algorithm to go down to 25 coins. Then 4 years later, it went down to 12.5. So in 2020, it's going to halve again.
Right, I see.
So it's just going to keep halving and halving and halving.
Until you mine the 21 million coin.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a finite system run on a decentralized network that is a mathematical protocol that is 100% secure.
Incredible.
Yeah. It's amazing. It is the perfect form of money because people control it, the people own it. There's a finite amount. We can't just print more of it. It's inflation proof. There's no debt. It's clean. You can trace absolutely everything through the blockchain. So yeah, it's how money.
It's basically going to change the way that everyday things are done.
Yes.
So basically, what it means is that the rich won't just keep getting richer.
Of course.
And the poor won't just stay poor.
Of course.
In some kind of, I mean, I guess you have to have money in order to get into it in the first place.
No, it's a good point because...
But it does balance things.
Of course, because you've got to realise as well, there's 3.5 billion adults in the world that are unbanked, have no banking system. So now we can unbank the unbanked with our mobile phones. I've been to Africa about 10 times and they've all got smartphones. They're all walking around on it with an iPhone.
Right.
So they can have Bitcoin, just on cryptocurrencies, just purely on their mobile phone.
So do they, in those types of countries then, do they use that kind of cashless digital system all the time?
Absolutely. In Kenya there's a system called M-Pesa.
Okay.
It's about 68-70% of their whole monetary system economy is run through M-Pesa now.
Really?
Yeah. So literally,
that's incredible.
And a lot of the people do actually have like a little Nokia phone. Just go in, top up you with a text message, and I can send you money by a text message.
It's kind of like pay as you go.
Yeah, of course.
Telephone.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you do it with money.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, really clever.
It's really something to get your head around.
They're so much further ahead of us than we are because we're only just coming into the digital realm now.
Right.
The first 9 years of cryptocurrency was all about proof of concept.
Okay.
Does it work? And yes, now we've found out it does actually work. Governments are coming on board with it. Mm-hmm. So regulation will come now, which is going to make it a lot better. And the next stage now, the phase we go into, is all about usability. People actually accepting it for payments.
Okay, so that's great because now that can bring me on to a point of so as you know, I do hair for a living, and one of the ways that we get paid is either through cash or through card payment. And with that being said, then would I be able to accept Bitcoin or some other form of cryptocurrency as a form of payment?
Absolutely.
For the services?
We've already set up a few hair salons in North London that accept it.
Right.
So they're already in. They've got stickers on the window, accept Bitcoin.
That's cool.
And all we have to do is just download a free app.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all you have to do
right now. But what we have got, the company I work with, we're bringing out our very own merchant app. It's called CoinPay, which will be out very, very soon.
Okay.
And then that will allow merchants to accept any form of cryptocurrency and transfer it straight back to cash instantly.
Instantly?
Yeah.
So at the moment then, is it that you can only accept Bitcoin?
You can accept Bitcoin. There's 1,800...
Without CoinPay, I mean.
Yes.
Is it only Bitcoin that you can accept? No,
you can accept Ethereum, accept Bitcoin Cash, accept Litecoin.
Okay.
So there's many other
But they obviously all have different value points.
Yes, absolutely. So that's something you just got to be aware of. If you do want to accept it, then you do have to take each coin. But what you got to realise with Bitcoin is the reserve currency of all of the currencies.
So with that being said, what app would I require in order to be able to accept Bitcoin?
Okay, so I've got 3 apps that I really like, purely for one reason, that they're decentralised. And you get to keep your private key. So the private key is your access to the wallet.
Right.
Okay, so there's 2 different types. You've got Bitcoin banks, which is like Coinbase, Bitrex. Like they actually hold your coins for you. So it's like having your money in the bank. You're not 100% in control. If anything happens to that site, you're not in control. With the wallets I like, you actually have that key for access, and you can take them coins offline if you want to.
Right.
So you're in full control. That's what I do with my coins. I don't have no coins online really. I literally have a little bit just to play about with.
Okay.
But most of my coins, for security reasons,
store them.
Yes. Cold storage, yes.
Cold storage.
That's what it's called, yeah. So you take it offline. But that's probably another subject we can go down.
But is that like then using maybe like a hard drive or something like that? Is that what you mean?
Yes. Yeah, there's little hard drives called nano ledgers, Trezors. You can go and Google them and YouTube them.
That's
They're
cool.
Absolutely fantastic. Literally take your coins offline. So it doesn't matter what happens to any of your systems, you've got them safe and secure in your own possession.
So a question I have then if you have your coins offline and you have them in a ledger,
Yeah.
or the nano ledger like you said, can you copy it so that you have backup? What if you lose your...
lose your wallet?
You lose the wallet.
Then you got to back up your backup. So,
right.
Because you're taking it offline as your backup. That is, so if you really want to be secure, put it on a couple of...
So you can like cross copy it. So basically, let's just say for instance, with the current value of what Bitcoin's at, you said it's nearly $10,000. Let's just say I have 3 Bitcoin at $30,000 and I put it onto one ledger. I can then copy that same amount onto another ledger, but it doesn't mean that I've got now 60, 90...
You can't double spend it, no.
Right,
definitely
perfect.
Can't. That's where the blockchain comes in. Because if you try to double spend your coins, it would cancel out the transaction and it wouldn't allow that to go through.
Okay, and that's because...
Every single coin has a unique serial number attached to it.
Perfect, okay.
That is unique. It's like a human DNA. So
That's crazy.
So when you're buying your coins, they call it a coin for monetary reasons. You're not actually getting a coin.
It's more like a system of numbers.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I have got. 1 second. Let me show you. I've actually got the physical ones.
Okay. Okay, so Joby just went and picked up
I've got a few of them.
Bitcoins. So what exactly is it, Joe?
So this is a gimmick one. They did years and years and years ago. They made a certain amount of actual physical Bitcoins. They've actually got
coins.
No, they actually made a few of them unique. These are just gimmick ones that we got just for our events.
That's cool.
But we'll give a
the
few.
light is kind of shiny on it, but
yeah, we'll give a few of these away if you want.
Okay, if you want one of these, coins, put in the comments below that you'd like one, and I will get Joby to randomly go on to the video himself and pick out from the comments who it is that he wants to receive one of these coins. So let's talk about the mining process, because I think that so far we've covered a few things. We've covered what it is, how it works, and stuff like that. But you mentioned earlier on that most people that control this, or the people that control this whole entire situation at this point, are miners.
Yes, so miners are we don't have to do anything physical. We haven't got hard hats on and pickaxes.
Right, so you're not physically mining, it's just a term that's used to...
Because we're bringing the coins into circulation, same as like a gold mine where you...
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's just one of the terminologies they use.
No, but it's a good way of looking at it, because it makes it much simpler for people to understand.
The thing is, the way you look at this is when you first go into a gold mine, good way of looking at it, you got really easy to pick the gold out.
Yeah.
Okay, the deeper you go into the mine,
the
more electricity you're going to use, more manpower, more tools, the more expensive that gold's going to become.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what happened with Bitcoin. When we first started mining the coins at 0.001, thousands and thousands of coins were coming into circulation every day. It was really easy to do, but now we're coming into we've literally just gone past the 17th million coin mined last weekend as well. So that means we're now into the last quarter of all the coins to be mined. So it's now going to get really hard to mine the coins.
Right.
So what's going to happen to the value?
So the value is going to increase?
Of course. So
because there's less?
Of course.
Okay, I see. So then the demand, or supply and demand, I guess is the way to look at it. That the demand of it becomes so much greater, and the less coins that are being mined increases the value of every coin that is then mined.
Yes.
Okay, well,
so
for my little brain, even I can understand that, so that's good.
Yeah, so 17 million coins in circulation right now, but 20% of them have all been lost, because when people first got them, they didn't understand what it was. They just thrown them away.
Wow.
I mean, just didn't understand what they had in their hands. They lost threw their computers away or whatever. There's a famous story as well. 2 guys, the very first transaction was for 2 pizzas, 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 pizzas.
And it's now at 10,000
per coin.
Oh wow! So that pizza's worth millions,
hundreds of millions, yeah.
Could you imagine though if you were the one?
There's a guy in Florida and a guy
that did that.
guy in the UK. They was on a cryptography chat. He's like, right, okay, let's see if this actually works. Who wants to buy me a pizza? I'll send you 10,000 bitcoins, because I had so many of them.
Yeah.
It was pennies at the time. 10,000 was nothing. And so it turned out to be one of the most expensive pizza. Well, it is the most expensive pizza ever made.
Well, technically. It is, but at the time it was still only worth the regular £13, just like anything. With the demand, the price went up, and now that pizza, if you were to buy it today, with that same amount, would be worth millions. Yeah, okay.
10,000 times 10.
I would rather buy a Lamborghini with the money, or a house, or something decent. A pizza's like...
10,000 times 10 million. 10,000.
Crazy money.
Yeah, absolutely. So that just shows you that if you do start accepting this as a payment system, that you've got options. You can either hold your Bitcoin and wait for it to go to a price that's right for you, and then you can start selling it.
Okay.
Or you can reinvest that money, put it into buying more Bitcoins or buying more mining shares.
Right.
It's totally up to you how you wanna do it.
And so let's just say then, let's say I've done a haircut and...
There is no incoming call.
Okay, Alexa.
Thanks, Alexa, you weirdo. Alexa trying to get involved, unbelievable.
She wants some beat. Alexa, Alexa, what's the Bitcoin price?
One Bitcoin is worth £7,350, up 2.7% over the last 24 hours.
Nice. Thanks, Alexa.
Now she's had her say. So let's say I've done a haircut and I've took the payment in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, and now I want to be able to spend that money. Obviously, you can't just walk into any shop and just spend Bitcoin. So I want to now transfer my Bitcoin into regular cash, like pounds for us, or dollars in America, or wherever you are in the world.
Okay, so easiest way to do it, we're working directly with a broking company. It's called www.bcbitcoin.co.uk.
BC Bitcoin.
Yeah, bcbitcoin.co.uk.
Okay.
The guys are local to where we live. I've known them for 20 odd years.
Right.
So any Bitcoin that you want to sell, you can send to them. They'll sell it for you and give you the best rate of the whole day. And these guys they're cheap for what they do as well. So you ain't going to be paying over the odds for getting your money in. And we've also got our very own debit cards where we can put Bitcoin on and go and spend it as normal money as well.
Right, okay. So let's say, just hypothetically speaking, let's say a haircut is £20.
Yep.
Not with me, it's not. It's much more expensive. But let's say a haircut's £20. Yeah, I'm always worth it. Let's say a haircut is £20 and I get £20, the equivalent of that in Bitcoin. Once I transfer that money, the Bitcoin, back into English pound sterling, will I lose some money through exchange? So the reason I'm asking is because, do we need to charge more to accept Bitcoin? Would those that want to pay in Bitcoin have to kind of technically not be penalised but spend a bit more?
Some of the guys who we've set up to accept Bitcoin, they actually do discounts for people to pay with it, to get people using it. So they're actually going the other way. But I understand what you're saying. So just to cover your fees and everything else, you do. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter what type of money it is. If we move money around, there's always a fee attached.
Of course.
But what we do have now is the debit card. The debit card is going to be absolutely phenomenal because you can just put your Bitcoin straight on, go and pull money out of the ATM, or go and spend it, buy your dinner, go shopping. So that's gonna save you a lot of fees by going onto the debit card.
Wow. Okay. Right. So let's say I accept Bitcoin for a haircut.
Yeah.
Do I have to pay tax?
Unfortunately, Bitcoin's always been in a tax-free zone.
Okay.
But now regulations coming, and we're going to have to pay tax.
Okay.
Because it's going to be used as a normal monetary system. So it is coming.
Okay.
But when regulation does come, that means it's going to make it so much more viable for the average person, because the average person wants to know that their money is safe as well. So it's going to put a safety net around it, because at the moment it can be very, very volatile. But it's something you learn as you go, get more experience with Bitcoin, that you don't have to worry about the volatility, because you actually understand what Bitcoin's going to do in the next few years. We're not even started yet, and it really is. It's going to go
through the roof. Because there's only so much of it, and there's so much a high demand of just coming on board right now. So the free apps that you can get in order to accept Bitcoin in your barbershop or salon are
blockchain.info, bitcoin.com, and I would suggest, if you're going to use your computer, we could use Exodus. So the two wallets on your phones, blockchain.info, bitcoin.com, and on your computer, on your PC, is one called Exodus, www.exodus.io.
.io?
Yeah.
So not the one that people watch on Kodi?
No.
Which is no longer in circulation here. Okay, so the first two that you spoke about that you can download on a mobile device, would people be able to have this, let's say, Joby, on an iPad?
Yes.
And have the iPad set up in the shop, ready to accept that payment, like, instantly after the haircut is done?
Absolutely. We can do a payment in a minute, and I'll show you exactly how quick it is.
Okay, let's definitely do that in a minute. That sounds great.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm asking all these questions because I just want to make sure that people understand and get the full idea.
It's very important that they do understand that if you start accepting cryptocurrencies, it's going to save you time, it's going to save you money. Because if I was to come into your store and use my normal credit card, or it's a pull system, so what happens is that the money you get charged every time someone uses a card in your store. So it gets pulled out of their account, goes into an intermediary, goes into an insurance broker, goes into the bank, goes into the merchants, the retailers' account in about 3 or 4 days, and they're probably paid 3%, 4% on average every time that someone uses a card in their store.
Right, so it's like a fee, essentially.
Absolutely.
We pay a fee. Obviously, I have something called iZettle, which allows me to be able to accept card payments. And obviously, I pay a percentage on whatever I take. And that's what and I don't have a monthly contract or fee for that.
It comes in,
this is not an advertisement for iZettle, by the way.
And so it comes every time someone uses a card within a retailer's, it takes 3 or 4 days for actually to get into their account, and they've been charged every time that happens. So with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, because it's peer-to-peer, it's a push system. I'm pushing it from my account to your account, no middleman. The money's in your system straight away.
So it's a straight transfer, theoretically.
Straight line.
Okay.
So it saves you money, saves you time. And obviously, if you start collecting the coins and it goes up in value, you've got a nice little return on the coins. As well.
So this was another question I was going to say. So you've had 6, 7 people come in. They've all had a haircut, and they've all paid with cryptocurrency. And I decide to hold on to that cryptocurrency. There's one of two things that can happen, right? It can either devalue. And I can lose money off of my haircuts were, or I can hold it
and gain,
and it can actually potentially become worth more.
Of course, there's no
than what it was.
Obviously, so
of course, because in this game,
but if we look at what it's done over the last 9 years, I mean, it's now $9,000 per coin. You know, Peter Thiel, the director of PayPal, has said this will be $1 million per coin in 5 years.
$1 million per
Obviously, no guarantees. John McAfee from McAfee Securities said this will be $1 million per coin. Eric Schmidt from Google has said this is the most incredible technology in the world. Richard Branson's invested $100 million into this. Bill Gates has invested $400 million into the concept.
Wow.
So, you know, if the most influential people in the world are talking about it and investing,
of course. But this is my only concern with it, is that with 21 million coins being circulated in the world, and each coin then ends up, let's just hypothetically say they're right, becoming worth $1 million a coin.
Yeah. It's a long way to go.
Of course, but is that then going to cause the divide between the rich and the poor to become greater or less? So I know this is a really tough question. I'll put you on the spot a little bit.
Of course.
But like,
it's a great question.
You understand what I mean?
It's a great question because...
Is it that people with money are going to be able to have it or not?
People who don't have a lot of money right now,
yeah.
If you buy Bitcoin,
yeah.
This is a wealth transfer.
Okay.
So it's the biggest wealth transfer in the world that we've probably ever seen, because it's normally always the big fat cats that have what's the words?
The monopoly?
Yes, yeah. So they have the play. But with this,
I'm good at Monopoly.
Yeah. With this, the average person can come on board, buy some Bitcoin or mine some Bitcoin, which is even better.
Yeah.
Because you're actually getting your coins at a discount. So if you're doing that, and then whatever coins you acquire is going to be so precious, it could potentially transform
many people's lives.
Yes, exactly.
So you just mentioned then that if you mine the coins, you get them at a discount?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Because when you're mining the coins, you are the actual infrastructure and the heartbeat of bringing the coins into circulation. Because you're investing into the hardware that actually processes the transactions. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to do anything technical. We do all that for you. But every 10 minutes, all of the coins that we mine, or every 24 hours, all of the coins that we mine, we share between all of the members. So today's value, we're making a Bitcoin around about $2,000 to $4,000 per coin in our warehouse.
Right. So, and then that coin is technically, even though it costs $2,000 to $4,000 to mine,
but if I put it on actually exchange, it's worth 9,000, whatever it is, whatever the day's value is. Yeah.
So theoretically,
we're the wholesalers.
To put it in layman's terms, it's like walking into a wholesaler, buying a box of chocolate for a set amount, and then being able to resell that chocolate for X amount. Okay.
Yeah. So we're buying a wholesale, selling a retail.
Yeah.
Which is, I personally would never go to an exchange and buy a whole coin again, because I can get it for so much cheaper.
Okay. And so how do people get into mining? Okay,
so with the mining process, it's pretty easy. Minimum is $600 to buy a part of the machine.
Okay.
Or you can go up to whatever you can afford. It's really up to you, whatever you can afford. That is the main thing on this, but the minimum one is $600.
So the smallest package is worth $600?
Yes. So it's about £450 in today's value.
Okay. And then what does that get for you?
Okay, so that gets you, what we do within our mining pool, we actually have one of the largest mining companies in the world.
Okay.
We're on the blockchain. So again, this is a really important point. People say to you that they're mining coins and they're not on the blockchain, which is 100% true information validated by all of the computers every 10 minutes.
Okay.
Then don't touch them. Because with mining and the blockchain go hand in hand. Because it's the miners who are processing the transactions to be processed into the public ledger.
Right.
Which is the blockchain. So if people say that they're mining and they're not on the blockchain, that means, what are they doing? I don't know what they're doing.
So theoretically, in order for it to be legitimate, you have to be able to see it on the blockchain. On the blockchain? On the blockchain.
It's easy for you.
Yeah. you have to be able to see it on the blockchain, and if it's not on the blockchain, then it's not real.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go
theoretically.
You can go to blockchain.info, which is the Bitcoin public ledger, or you can go to Etherscan, which is the Ethereum one, and you can go and check all of the records. You can track, trace, absolutely everything. You know, you can't manipulate or change anything in a blockchain, so it's 100% true information that is recorded and updated and processed every 10 minutes.
Amazing. Okay.
So people can get on board with the mining. Very simple. It doesn't cost a lot of money to get started. We take all of the technical process away from people as well, which is really important.
Mm-hmm.
And every 24 hours, whatever you've invested, you get an even dividend compared to what the company have brought into circulation every 24 hours.
Okay.
So,
amazing.
yeah.
Just the last question on this. How do they do that? Do they need to contact you?
Yes, if you want to contact me at the Crypto Pros on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, get in touch. Happy to have a chat. Leave a comment below as well. I'm happy to reply and have a conversation with you and guide you in the right direction. Our whole ethos, we work for the Crypto Group, by the way, I don't know if you can see that, but the Crypto Group is all about education and teaching people and guiding them, taking them by the hand and walking them through. Yeah. And everything we do is just to help you understand that you're getting the right and the real information, because there's so much noise out there. So many people saying that they're doing this and then they're doing something totally else. So please be careful. Like you were saying, if it's not on the blockchain, it's not real, so don't go anywhere near it. Okay. It's really, really important that we just, if you want to just have a conversation, we're happy to do that and give you a free strategy session and take you down the right path. And if you like what we offer, you can happily get on board and start your journey with cryptocurrency for sure. Amazing. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to get Joby to show us how this works. I'm going to get him to basically, he showed me earlier, I've got the app on my phone, and he's going to transfer a whole Bitcoin. No, I'm not. He's not really. He's going to. I don't like you that much. I know we've been friends since we were kids, but yeah. He's basically going to transfer me about 20 pence. No, he's going to transfer me some Bitcoin just so we can see how it works, and I'll show you the process. With the power of just using this smartphone, Joby is now going to send me a whole Bitcoin. No, he's not really. He's going to send me like $10 or something easy like that. Yeah, he's going to give me one of these into digital. But no, he's probably going to send me like what, like $10 or something like that? Yeah, send $10. Yeah. Okay. It's about roughly for a haircut for you, right? Yeah, for like one little snip. We've got the what's this app called? Okay, you've got blockchain.info. Blockchain.info. That's the decentralized one. I've actually got a little bit of money left on my Bitcoin bank, which is Coinbase. So I want to move it off my Bitcoin bank, which is centralized, into a decentralized wallet, because I think it's better being in your wallet than it is being in there. Okay, it's good for me. I've had it sitting in there for ages, just forgotten about it. So I'm going to actually move this over there today, just to show you how this works. Okay. But it's really easy. So there's about $14 in there. Okay. So all I do, in the top right corner, I've got a little arrow. I'm going to press send. Okay, so it's going to bring up how much to send. Okay, so I'm going to put in $10. Okay. So you've got $10. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to go to press next. Okay. That takes it through. Now it's going to bring me, I can either copy and paste the wallet addresses are about 32 characters long, so a long string of unique, random numbers. Yep. Okay. So what I'm going to do, the easiest way you can do this is scanning it. So I'm going to press on the top right corner, there's a little box. Okay. I'll click on there. It's going to bring up my camera. So if you bring out, so now on your camera, on the bottom, if you show it on the bottom right corner, you've got send in one corner and receive in the other. You click on receive for me. So if I press request. Yeah, request, that's the one. There in the bottom corner you can see the word request. That's it. So I'm going to tap request. That's it. And the request has brought up this QR code. So now if we can show that somehow. Oh. So I'm holding this up. I've got it. Joby scans the QR code. Press confirm send. Ready? This is how fast it is. Gone. Okay, so the money is now transferred. I already had Joby had already shown me how to use this app prior and shown me how to purchase some Bitcoin, and I'd spent like a tiny amount of money, and I had $26 thereabouts after the English transfer of the cash already in the balance. And now you can see that the balance says
$36 and whatever cents it says.
Just to confirm, mine's gone down 10.
There you go. And so Joby obviously has now transferred me $10 like that. Went straight through. It pended for like a couple of seconds or so, and then it pushed via the blockchain straight to my phone, and that's it. It's done. If you're a barbershop and a salon and you're looking to start accepting Bitcoin, you will attract a whole new clientele just through having I accept Bitcoin in the window, because there are people that have Bitcoin that would really like to spend it, and that they would like to be able to spend it to do their everyday things. Joby is someone that lives completely and solely dependent from cryptocurrency, so obviously he is someone that would love to get his head polished. He could come in and spend his Bitcoin to get his head polished. No, but at the same time, if he was coming to a barbershop, he could come in and get a really cool shave service or something like that done because he has a beard. And he would then be able to pay for his shave service using cryptocurrency. All right, so the best way to do it, Joby, is to get, again, it's the, which app is it?
Blockchain.info or bitcoin.com for your phones.
Oh, I don't remember.
Sorry, Alexa.
Alexa, you interrupt me one more time while I'm talking and I will unplug you. Naughty girl.
Oh, it's brilliant. I will unplug you. Oh,
right.
Fantastic.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Love her.
Right,
Love
so.
her. Love, bless her heart.
One more time. So you've got blockchain.info
and bitcoin.com for your phones. And if you want one for your wallet, for your PC, go to exodus.io.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys. So just before we sign off, if you want to be able to find out any more information or get first-hand knowledge on this, Joby has a YouTube channel as well, which I've linked in the description below, the Crypto Pros. Also, he obviously has a website that you can go to as well, which I'll also link, which is thecryptopros.com,
which is all about learning about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So it literally breaks it down for layman's terms.
Okay, perfect. So go and check him out. Go and learn some more. For anyone that's in the barbering world that wants to learn a little bit more about accepting crypto as well, check out the links or get in contact with one of us and we will help you. Well, I won't help you. I'll put you into Joby basically, but we'll help you to be able to start accepting cryptocurrency in your shop. Okay, so I hope you got a lot of value out of this video. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. Alright guys, see you later. Bye bye.